Hello. Right. How are you today? Let me just go over here. Click on this, click on this, click on this. Public. Facebook. Yes. Okay. Now, can I get back to here? Yes, I can. So I've got a mad busy schedule at the moment. I gave myself too much work for October. Never mind. It's all a challenge, isn't it? I'm here to talk to you about Sarah, Ascended Master Sarah, and just sort of going back to basics a bit, actually, because I've been talking about her flame and the work we're going to be doing with her Violet Flame Temple in Glastonbury. This is like an energy matrix, an etheric temple, you could call it. Very close to the tour. And it got activated last year and it's about to go through an upgrade. And so I've been coming on here and talking about it every Friday to share some information about it. So, because like a lot of people have never heard about Sarah, let alone that she is radically involved with our evolutionary process at the moment. So I just thought I'd take a little few steps back and sort of go back to, excuse me, go back to, why she's here even. You can see one of the pictures behind me that Cheryl Rose Hall has painted, and that is Sarah at the White Spring in Glastonbury. She's very connected to Glastonbury. There's other places in the world, but this is the one we're working with right now, and so this is the one that I'm talking about. So Sarah is the daughter of the Magdalene and Yeshua. And in this way, she holds the energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine when they come together into oneness. So you have the divine masculine, you have the divine feminine, and then in Sarah, it's come together to create a third energy, which is greater than the sum of its parts, and it has its own thing totally going on, which is a bit like her flame, actually. Because I've been working with Sarah for a lot of years now, I get obsessed with the really small details. I'm a bit like a Sarah stamp collector, train spotting type person. I get really, really obsessed with these small details. But it's because one of my jobs here is to like really work with these energies in very fine details and then share them to other people. I was going to say something there. It's gone, flitted out of my head. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing these talks, is because this energy is like building up and building up and building up that we're going to be working with at the end of October. And this is one way for me to sort of dispense it or dissipate it a little bit, because it's actually getting a bit too intense for me to carry all this, which is why it's really great that so many of you are signing up to the call. I'm really grateful because it's like, this isn't my job alone, this is for all of us to be doing. So well, all of us that are called. I mean, not everyone has an obligation to do this, but yeah. So Sarah, so I mean, I'm sure other people will come up with different things as time goes on and people get to work more with Sarah, because as I said, she's still a relatively unknown ascended master at the moment, but she really helps us come into our new humanity and the new earth. So Sarah carried in her lifetime this evolutionary imprint that came to her from the union of Yeshua and the Magdalene, and it was passed to her, she didn't do anything with it in that lifetime. It wasn't the lifetime for it to happen, but she holds it in her energy body. And when we connect with her, we connect with that. And she's given me all sorts of teachings. I'm right in the middle of like developing a whole ascension process, which you can find over at Patreon. Patreon is a platform for creators, and you can get all sorts. It's great. It's a great invention. People like me are very grateful for it. Patreon.com/Rachel Goodwin. You can find all the stuff over there. So there's that side of it. And this is about us connecting to our divine spark and integrating it into our physical life. And the other side of what she does is working with the new earth, because we have an obligation to assist in the process. And, you know, it's working in groups is a really powerful way to do it. And, you know, in an ideal world, I would love to be able to travel to places and take groups of people. And, you know, maybe one day I will do that, because, you know, I love traveling, but my traveling has been a little bit curtailed the last few years, not least because of COVID, but also because I've, you know, become a bit ill with something called Meniere's, which makes my life a little bit more, I have to think a lot more about where I'm going to travel to and how and who with. And also me and Thomas, my husband, we have a son, Benji, who has special needs, autism and severe ADHD. And I can't just flit off around the world now whenever I want to, like I did when I was younger. So I'm very, very grounded here in Roskilde in Denmark, which is not the worst thing, because there is an ascension grid growing here and I have to take care of that. Meanwhile, I'm really, really fortunate that I'm a person who has a computer and an internet connection, and I can do things online and people can connect with this work online. And so that's what we're doing at the end of October. Group of us are going to connect and work with Sarah's Violet Flame Temple, because these are upgrades we're bringing to the new earth. Now, we can't do this stuff alone. You know, we're doing it very much in co-creation with the angelic realms, with the elemental realms, with all sorts of light beings from all sorts of places. But we are the conduit in the middle that makes all of this happen. And also, many of us that are drawn to this work now, we have been earth engineers in past lives, earth architects. We are the ones who have built sacred power places, and we're doing it again. We are here to do this work again. And I have created a sacred power place, working with Ascended Master Sarah, who's taught me how to do it. And I've taught other people how to do it as well. And, you know, it's amazing what we're capable of, what we can do. We're just starting to like step into these things now as we're going into the new age of Aquarius. We're, you know, finding out what divine beings we are. At the same time, we have huge amounts of challenges in our everyday lives on the earth. And this is, you know, this is also what is helping us develop and kind of come into mastery ourselves. So those were the two things I wanted to tell you about. While I was thinking about talking to you this morning, I also had a thing about the soul aspects with Sarah, because I know this is helpful to a lot of people to sort of understand like what is going on with them. So last year I did, I think it was a 3-week online email course about exploring your connection to Sarah. And so we got into that, and there's different ways that people can be connected. And I'm sure, you know, this list is not exhaustive that I'm going to give you. You know, People, again, will probably add to this as time goes on, but these are some of the things that we found. So people get drawn towards Sarah because of different reasons. One of them can be that they are a soul aspect of Sarah. So one way to help anchor this energy on the planet is that, so we each have a soul, okay, which is like informed by our higher self. And this soul is the part of us that's had, you know, lives in manifest creation. And our soul's pretty huge, actually. And when we come down to earth, each of us, we never bring the whole of our soul with us. We bring the piece that we need to work with in that lifetime. And Sarah's soul is very vast. And there are lots of little fragments have splintered off and come down here. So there's a lot of people going around who are a soul aspect of Sarah. And they're here to ground that energy. However, they're each born into an ancestral line that they're adding that soul aspect to. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ancestral line that's connected to Sarah. So this is interesting, isn't it? How you can get these different mixes. So going on to the ancestral line that is connected to Sarah, then you can have people who are born into an ancestral line that's connected to Sarah, and they do not necessarily have to have a soul aspect that is connected to Sarah. Okay, but they are connected to that DNA lineage, and they have an obligation to work. We all have an obligation to work with the soul job, family heritage. Each DNA line has a job. All the families were given a job right at the beginning of creation, and then we all get given gifts. So it's like, you know, just to pull something really banal off, there could be like a DNA lineage, right? It's your job to work with love. And then you would get given all the gifts and resources that you needed in your DNA to be able to do that. Another one, sort of, probably I can sort of be a bit more specific about, maybe it's your job to be a shaman or a prophet in the family. And then everyone, you know, in the DNA, there's the gifts of resources of having shamanic abilities, or being able to prophesize, to be clairvoyant or clairaudient or clairsentient or whatever. So so there's that aspect of it. Then there's the aspect of it of having worked with Sarah in past lives. Now, this can just be you met her once, down to you've been involved with her over and over again, because she holds this archetypal energy now. She holds this, like, I see it very much as green. And it's like this life force energy. It's the energy of life. And, you know, that has been woven in and out of the weave over and over again in different cultures, different religions, different times, right from the beginning. And she has always worked with that. Didn't just happen in that last lifetime. And there's been many people who have also been working with her and also hold that energy in their like soul structure as part of their soul. So there's that aspect. And then there's the aspect of star seeds. Sarah is part of like a council of elders, star elders. She has, you know, work to do with different planets, and you know, I don't know so much about that side of it. I just know it's true. You know, I mean, obviously these are my impressions, and, you know, you might have different ones, but I'm just sharing my impressions with you. And I think those are the different. Yeah. So she can be connected to people who, like, it's their first time on the earth and they're a star seed. And she can be connected to people who've been here right from the very beginning. So she's covering a vast sort of range, which sort of fits her energy really, because she's in all of the spheres. It's her energy can be in any vibration because it's integration and it's oneness. So there we go. So I think that's probably enough rambling from me today. I can't think if there's anything else. Let me just have a look. Go over. I never announce these ones I'm doing on Friday because I'm never quite sure when I'm going to be able to sort of manage to do it. So let me just check. Yeah, quite often I think I'm broadcasting to one group and then I've done another. It's like, whoops. Oh dear. Oh yeah, no, but I'll do a channeling. I'll channel Sarah now. I will channel Sarah now. Because she might have something she wants to say. Oh yeah. Hi Kirsty. Yeah, I'm in the healing circle. I meant to send this to the sacred circle. C'est la vie. Okay. So this is the fourth one I've done about Sarah and this flame now. So if you want to go back and hear the other things that I've been talking about, you can find that playlist on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. It's YouTube/Rachel Goodwin, RACHEL GOODWIN, and the playlist is called Sarah's Flame. Okay. Don't know if you can see that candle behind me. That one. Very easy way to call Sarah. Have a candle or like this because it's green, and I can just use the little tea lights. Just light it, decide that's your Sarah candle, and it brings her in. I don't use candles so much now as I used to because I found out that they put particles in the air that aren't so good for your lungs. So I just do it when I'm channeling, basically. All right. Okay, so I'll just go quiet for a moment, and then when I'm talking again, it will be Sarah. All right. Welcome. I'm Sarah. My energy is extra present in Glastonbury at this time, flowing throughout Chalice Hill and around the place where my spiral temple is. Many things will be revealed over time about this place and how it came to be there. But for now, let me send out the energy to you. This grounded spirituality, this grounded divinity. And let yourself feel the peace in your heart. And know that this is what we are creating. This is what is being hardwired into the new earth template. You are co-creators with the divine, and the time has come to work with the earth much more radically, much more profoundly. Those of you whose job it is, recognize the words that I speak. Your ears prick up at the sound of them, and you know that you are called to do this work. You only come to this work when you are ready to, when you have reached the point in your development where you can spread out a little. But do not think that in dedicating some of the portion of your energy to earth work, that your personal self is having to sacrifice. Not at all. Doing this work will further ground and anchor you so that you can connect up to more divine and higher light. It makes it possible for you in your physical vessel to receive more as you ground and root yourself into these special sacred power places upon the earth. I am Sarah, and it is with great joy that I announce this further refinement of the Spiral Temple in Glastonbury. It is with much joy and anticipation that I look forward to working with all of you in the days and weeks and months and the next couple of years on this project. I am Sarah, and my blessings are upon you. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Amen. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything I spoke about, sorry, I'm a bit, yeah, just write them in the comments and I'll answer them when I see them. I know sometimes I start in the middle of a subject because, you know, been doing this stuff for too long now, and sometimes I don't explain myself entirely brilliantly. But yeah, thank you for being here with me this morning, and have a great Friday and a great weekend. Lots of blessings, everyone. Bye for now. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.